Hello students, welcome to Mentor International School. Today we are going to study a topic that is very important, and that is what is a cell. I'm not talking about the cell or battery that is you use in your toy cars or anything. This cell is the smallest unit, a structural unit of your body, your own body. Okay, we are going to study some details on these cells. Okay, so let us first study what is a cell. So a cell is the smallest unit that is capable of performing life functions. Now, this is a proper definition of cell. Cell is the smallest unit in the body of an organism that is capable of performing life functions, like breathing or any other life functions in that case. All the cell theory states the following things. Okay, first is all living things are made up of cells. And second is all cells come from pre-existing cells through cell division. The cell division is a vast topic in itself. Okay, eventually we'll cover this topic also, don't worry. uh, First there are some samples over here. First is a cheek cell, human cheek cell, which is here inside the mouth here. Then there are onion cells. These are onion cells which are used under the microscope, which are seen under the microscope. This is also seen under the microscope. You cannot see this with your naked eye. And these are red blood cells. This requires a very high powered electron microscope. Red blood cells are very small in size. Okay, and let's explore this topic. Okay, this is a very good diagram actually. This is a plant cell over here, and this is an animal cell. So there's a difference between plant cell and animal cell. We are going to study some topics regarding this. Okay, first is the plant cell, and plant cells are present in plants. Animal cells are present in animals, and both have some differences and some common things also. Let's see them in greater detail. So an animal cell is a irregularly shaped eukaryotic cell. Now I hope you know the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. So eukaryotic cell is nothing but a cell with a well-defined cell wall. Uh, Not cell wall is for plant cell, but well-defined organelles, cell organelles. Okay, well-defined cell organelles is called eukaryotic cell, and it contains nucleus. Then there are many other things like there are cytosols, then there are centrosomes, then endoplasmic reticulum, there are ribosomes, then there are mitochondria, there are vacuoles, there are cell membranes, there are lysosomes, Golgi apparatus, uh, and these things comprise of animal cells. Okay, so we'll study functions. First is nucleus. Nucleus contains the DNA. Okay, DNA, or the blueprint of the living organism. Then there is this cytosol, a fluid within the cell that surrounds the organelle. So you can also call it cytoplasm. Okay, cytosol and cytoplasm are same. The third is centrosome. The centrosome is an organism that helps with the production of microtubules. So that are advanced topics. Then there is endoplasmic reticulum, ER. What does ER do is that helps in synthesizing proteins and lipids. Okay, endoplasmic reticulum helps in synthesis of lipids and proteins. Fifth are ribosomes. So ribosomes are attached to endoplasmic reticulum and helps to create the proteins. Again, this is help to in creation of proteins. Then there is mitochondrion. Mitochondrion is the powerhouse of cell. That's a frequent phase. That is, it gives power to the cell, responsible for converting raw materials into the usable energy. That is what animal cell mitochondrion does in animal cell. Then vacuole. What is the function of vacuole? Vacuole is the food. It's actually the food of the cell, and which stores food and nutrients. Okay, it's a fluid-filled organelle that stores food and nutrients. And then there is finally the cell membrane. Cell membrane makes sure that all these things are in one place together. Then there are lysosomes. It's an organelle that contains digestive enzymes and breakdown of biological molecules. That's the function of lysosomes. Then there are Golgi apparatus. So Golgi apparatus are responsible for producing and storing proteins and lipids. Okay, so in all, animal cell is a cell that animals has, and this is a structural functional unit of animal. Okay, and you must know these things carefully. and many other things inside this also. Uh, there's another fact that animal cells range between 10 to 30 micrometers in size, smaller than diameter of human hair. Okay, and with this flexibility, animal cells have evolved and diversified into animal kingdom as we know today. Yeah, that's true. Then let's move forward. Okay, so you can see this. This is a animal cell structure, hmm? And this is the animal cell look like. So this is a cell or plasma membrane. There are chromatins present. It is a nucleolus. The central part that is present inside the nucleus, that is called nucleolus. Then there is this nucleus. There is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. There are Golgi apparatus, Golgi vesicles, cytoplasm. There are lysosomes. There are microtubules, centrosome, vacuole, ribosome, rough endoplasmic reticulum, peroxisomes, and mitochondrion. All these things. You must know the function of all these things in a greater detail. Okay, let's move forward. Plant cell, yeah. So a well-defined plant cell contains, the nucleus, then cytoplasm, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, Golgi apparatus, mitochondria. They contain cell membrane, they contain cell wall, lysosomes, chloroplasts, and vacuole. The main major difference between plant cell and animal cell is that for plant cell, a very large vacuole is present. Okay, whereas for plant animal cell, vacuole is like this, small only, this much only. Okay. Second most important thing is of this chloroplast. This chloroplast is a site for photosynthesis and is found only in plant cells like these. Okay. Third important thing is cell wall. Plant cells have cell wall, which makes them more rigid than animal cell. So these are three main differences that occur in plant cell, and rest all functionality are same. Chloroplasts are site for photosynthesis. Then cell wall protects the cell with rigid structure, and nothing else. Or everything is same. As in animals, the functioning of each and everything is same. There is a large vacuole though for plant cell, and on an average, the plant cells are between 10 and 100 micrometers long, around the same size as the diameter of human hair. So you can see that plant cell is size of diameter of human hair, but animal cell is smaller than that. Okay, plant cells make their own food through photosynthesis, and that food is actually stored in the vacuole. Okay. A fluid-filled organelle that stores food and nutrients that is stored. uh, other members of Other members like nucleus, cytosol, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, Golgi apparatus, mitochondrion, cell membrane, all the functions are same. So this is a diagram for plant cell that you can draw on sheet. Endoplasmic reticulum, cell wall, the cell membrane, vacuoles, the mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, the peroxisomes, amyloplast. Amyloplast is also new, I guess. Then the chloroplast. Chloroplast is new in plant cell. Then there are ribosomes, the nucleus, nucleolus, and cytoplasm, endoplasmic reticulum also. So this is a plant cell. Yeah, this difference is actually very important because most probably this difference is what the main thing inside this topic. Okay, the difference between plants and animal cells. First is usually they're longer than animal cells. Yes, we just proved it. Second is cell wall is present. Okay, in plant cells, cell wall is present in additional to plasma membrane and consists of middle lamellae, blah blah blah, other stuff. But the main important thing is cell wall is present, and here cell wall is absent. Then plasmodesmata present. This is again a good topic. Plasmodesmata and plasmodesmata absent. And chloroplasts are present in plant cell. They are absent in animal cell. Vacuoles is large and permanent. Okay, and vacuoles are small and temporary for animal cell that I explained. And there are other more things like tonoplasts and all those things that you must actually know. Then centrioles are absent. That goes into some deeper sections in biology. The main thing is the first 5 points. Okay, you can also date this third point. The main thing is that these 4 points, the larger than animal cells, smaller than these 1, 2, 4, and 5. Those are uh, much important points in the distinction of plants and animal cell. Okay, and yeah, this 10th point also can come in picture, such as starch grains. Storage material is in form of starch grains, and storage material is in form of glycogen in animal cell. In plant cell, it is stored as starch. In animal cell, it is stored as glycogen. You must remember this. And yes, there are now the see this notes. The three main structural differences between plant cell and animal cell are: the plant cell have a rigid cell wall, chloroplast, and vacuole. These are the three main differences, like I mentioned. Then animal cells are usually self-sufficient, as they can produce most of those things that are required for their growth and existence. Animal cells are usually smaller in size, and plant cells are usually larger in size. So we have covered all these 3 points in a greater detail. And discuss time. First is, let's discuss the process of cell division. This is a very important discussion. And then there is a question: what are Golgi bodies and what the role do they play? Are they present in both plant and animal cell? Yes. So we are going to study them. So the first is cell division. So cell division is a process by which one single cell splits into two different cells, and it's a very complex topic in itself. Okay, it's a very complex topic in itself. Okay, and this mitosis, cell division is called mitosis or somatic cell division. What does it include? Let us see. So this is a centrioles, the nucleus. This is a cytoplasm, the nucleus. This one cell is this one cell over here. This one cell is to be separated in these two cells. How it will happen? Let us see. Just a second. I'll release the ink. Okay. So let's see. First is prior to the cell division, each chromosome makes an exact duplicate of itself. Okay, so the chromosomes means the things. Chromosomes are inside the nucleus. Okay, inside the nucleus there are chromosomes, and they duplicate it first. First they duplicate. That is, they make doubles. They're doubles. Afterwards, there is a stage where this centrioles gets divided. Okay, this centrioles over here. This centriole gets divided into two. Okay, and the cell membrane, the nuclear membrane, is then disintegrated. After the disintegration, the centrioles go in opposite directions. Okay, centrioles goes in opposite directions. Afterwards, these chromosomes get aligned in such a manner. Okay, the double chromosomes are attached to the spindle fibers, line up in the middle cell in the metaphase. Actually, this is a very complex topic, cell division. You don't have to go into much greater detail. Just remember that centrioles go into opposite sides. They attach the chromosomes together, and they uh, pull those chromosomes together. You can see this. This is the chromosomes here. They try to pull each other apart. Okay, they pull each other apart, and eventually forming another nucleus over here, another dotted nucleus over here, and then the cell is split into two. Okay, just remember these things, nothing more else. And other things are really very complicated to explain you at this point. Next thing, the question was this: what are Golgi bodies and what role do they play? So Golgi bodies are also known as Golgi bodies, cell organelle that helps process and package proteins and lipid proteins, especially proteins destined to be exported from the cell. Okay, so Golgi bodies is a cell organelle that helps process and package proteins and lipid molecules. So packaging of protein is another complex topic, and it is named after discoverer Camillo Golgi. And the Golgi body appears as a series of stacked membranes. So stacked membrane is like this. So if this is a membrane, then this is another. This is a membrane. These are stacked membrane. Okay, this is a Golgi bodies like this. This is the structure of Golgi bodies, and Golgi bodies help in packaging proteins. Golgi bodies modifies proteins and lipids that it receives from the endoplasmic reticulum. That's the main function of bodies, that to modify the protein and lipid. Okay, so yeah, I guess it's over. See this, the cell division. I know it might be some heavy for you guys. It is really a heavy topic, the cell division, what exactly happens inside. uh, there are many complex terms like anaphase, telophase, cytokinesis, and many other things. uh, Metaphase. Actually, there are two types of cell division. Mitosis is there, then there is meiophase, uh, many other things like that. G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase, all those things are included in cell division. This is a separate topic, a separate big topic rather, and it requires much knowledge. But you try to remember that a single cell tends to multiply in two cell in this fashion. Okay, remember this diagrams. I'll erase the ink on this slide. Remember this diagram. The first diagram, the centrioles go. The first diagram is the cytoplasm doubles, not cytoplasm. The chromosome inside it doubles. Chromosome inside the nucleus doubles. Then there is this centrioles. These centrioles double. Centriole go to opposite positions, opposite poles. They attach the centriole attach thread-like structure called spindle fibers to the uh, chromosomes inside it. Then, after attaching spindle fibers, all the centrioles pull. Okay, the centrioles pull each other. Okay, they try to pull the chromosomes together, and since the chromosomes are duplicated, they go half of them go upwards, half of them go downwards, and the pulling occurs simultaneously, and then these cell is splitted. Okay, just remember this thing like that. So I hope you enjoyed the session, and thank you very much.